Today, we're talking about LiveScope, and not whether it's good or bad, but some unintended consequences that, when used properly, can help those of us who don't use LiveScope really catch a ton more fish. What am I talking about? Stick around. We're going to talk all about it.
Got him. All right. He come up and just smashed it.
Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing, and today we're tackling a very dicey subject, LiveScope. I do not like making videos about forward-facing sonar because of all the vitriol and hate that gets slung around in the comment section. But today, we're going to act like adults. We're going to keep our emotions in check, and we're going to play nice. Because today I'm talking about an undeniable effect that LiveScope has on those of us who don't use it. And it's a big benefit. I'm going to show you what it is, and we're going to talk about how to take advantage of it. Because when you do, I'm telling you what, you're going to catch a lot of nice fish. But before we get started, if you like bass fishing content that always tries to be inclusive, whether you fish from a boat or whether you're fishing from the bank, and always thinking about budget because not a lot of people have money to spend on bass fishing gear, then this is the channel for you. Click that subscribe button down below. While you're down there, give this video a like. I would really appreciate it. And if you're looking for videos about me restoring my old nitro, those can be found on my Patreon. The link is in the description below. Check it out. I really think you're going to like it. So, LiveScope, forward-facing sonar, whatever you want to call it. A lot of guys really hate it. A lot of guys really love it. And there's always those arguments that just ensue over that. Me, I don't have an opinion either way. I'm not going to tell you whether I like it. I'm not going to tell you whether I hate it. That's not what this video is about. What this video is about is what I call the LiveScope effect. And it's something I've hinted at before, but we're going to do a deep dive into it, and we're going to look at what it is, why it is, and how to take advantage of it. Now, whenever I go out on the big lake, I've always talked about how all these scopers group up in one area. The wife and I have gotten to where we call that area the drain, because it's like all these boats kind of come in together and they start swirling around each other. And it's always in the same spot. There's always a school of bass in that one particular area. And the water's not too deep. It's maybe 10 to 15 feet deep, depending on how the bottom composition is. But it never fails. The last time I went out on the big lake, I had to go through no less than 8 boats. I had to slow down, come off pad, and creep through this area before I could get the boat back up on plane and cruise to where I wanted to go, which was up shallow on the Hydrilla Flats. But you've got all these scopers, and they're in big boats, small boats, old boats, new boats. All these guys who have LiveScope and forward-facing sonar on their boat, standing around looking at their feet, swirling around this area. And you've heard me kind of tease at them before because they're all scoping in this area and none of them are catching fish. Now, if you pay attention, there's a pretty significant detail in there, and that is LiveScope, forward-facing sonar, is most effective offshore. Now, I'm reminded of BPT angler Andy Montgomery. Now, he recently placed in a top 10 here, and I'm thinking it was on Kentucky Lake, where he shallow fished the entire time. He did not use forward-facing sonar. In fact, he is loath to use forward-facing sonar. And if you ever watch the show After the Cast on YouTube, check it out. It's a really great podcast. It's Andy Montgomery, Ott Defoe, and Edwin Evers. 3 amazing fishermen as they bunk together for these events that they do. But Andy Montgomery made the knockout round for BPT, and he did it fishing shallow. But he talks about how all these guys are going to be fishing offshore, how the tournament's going to be won scoping offshore. But he still placed in the top 10 and had a really nice check doing it the old school way, because he took advantage of something that we're going to be talking about today. And that is, we're going to be taking advantage of those live scopers going offshore and just looking at their feet and drawing all that attention away from us who are fishing against the bank. See, when you put it together, with what we've talked about before. All that fishing pressure on our fisheries during the summertime. You've got all these scopers out in the middle of the lake going around with their sonar pings, constantly looking, constantly swirling around these one areas. And I'm telling you what, a lot of these guys stay in those spots, that one spot, all day long. And I never see them catch anything. So it's been said that forward-facing sonar, the best part about it is it's only going to show you the fish that you're not catching. And I believe a lot of that is true. So what do? Well, I let those scopers group up. I like it when they group up because they're going to be in that area offshore, which is going to draw all that attention away from those of us who are fishing from the bank and fishing up shallow. And that's what I do. That's why there's a large population of bass up shallow, especially now since the advent of forward-facing sonar. Those bass go shallow to get away from all that noise and all that pressure. So a lot of times whenever I head up shallow, I don't have any graphs, any gear going. I turn it all off because that beep, 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 you can hear that underwater. We humans can hear that underwater. When you dunk your head under your transducer, it'll give you a headache real quick. Imagine what that sounds like to the bass. So going in nice and stealthily, and it doesn't matter if I have my sonar on, it doesn't matter if I have my graphs on, because all I'm going to see is a whole bunch of this on my screen, just hydrilla stalks everywhere. So it doesn't do me any good. So I rarely use it. But believe it or not, probably the only time I use it is if I want to see water temperature and if I want to check what time it is, because I have a schedule to keep, so I need to have that clock in front of me. But we can take advantage of all that commotion offshore. It drives the bass up shallow. And one of the best ways that I'm taking advantage of that lately, good old speed worm. I rig a speed worm on this is a 3/0 swim bait hook. It's got a screw lock on it. It's got a belly weighted hook. And the reason why I've got this rigged this way is because I'm swimming it. Swimming a worm up shallow through all the thick slop has been a real good fish catcher from me now. You know, I've been able to work this right through the thick stuff, right in those pockets. I can work it in tight areas that I'm trying to catch, or I can work it parallel to the bank and try to pull those fish out from underneath. I can kind of let it sink down in those areas and kind of twitch it like I would a Texas rig, or I can slowly swim it. And when I do swim it, I have a little trick that I like to use, and that is I give it pops. While I'm cranking, I don't let it pause, because if you ever watch a little bluegill or a little minnow, whenever they're swimming, they swim a little bit, but then they tend to be really herky-jerky, twitch a lot like a little bird. And that's what I try to imitate whenever I'm using this. I just have a regular base cast combo for fishing the thick slop, 30-pound braid, 20-pound monofilament leader because I want some stretch, 7-foot medium heavy on a 7 3-to-1 bait cast reel. Works great for me. I'm able to wrench those girls out whenever they get buried in, and I'm also able to have a little bit of speed in my cast. But telling you what, utilizing that when I see those scopers out there and I head to the spots just away from them, I always seem to get some bites, as it was the other day when I was out at the lake.
Ooh, there we go, I got him. Come on, you. Here. Come here, you. Boy, he hooked himself good. Alright. Come on. You slippery, you slimy. I'm trying to get the hook out your face. If we work together, we can make it happen, man. Teamwork makes the dream work. Huh. Get that out your face. Boy, I had you good. Actually, I think you pretty much had yourself good on that one, buddy. There we go. Right at a pound. Nice little speed worm fish. Good way to get it started. Beautiful color. Let's see if we can't keep that train rolling. Alright. Oops. There he goes.
So swimming a worm, it doesn't have to be a speed worm. You can use something like the swimming dinger, or even a trick worm, or if you like, even a regular old stick bait. Swimming a worm in the summertime and adding some twitches to it can be a great way to catch fish, especially through the slop, especially over laydowns and through timber and the long rock piles. If you haven't tried swimming a worm, I'm telling you, you're really going to like it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing an entire dedicated video about it here real soon because it's a great way to catch fish during the summer. So what's the other thing that I'm doing? Well, topwater, specifically a spook, because I can cover water with this. I can make really long casts because the water has cleared up on my lake, so I want to be able to make really long casts, and this missile does that. I can work this very, very shallow and get some really nice bites. As a matter of fact, the other day when I was out on the water, I alternated between swimming that worm and using this, and I was catching really nice fish on both of those, including this guy.
Oh, that wind feels so good when it happens. Ooh, I just got popped. You see that? Got him! Oh yeah, there we go. Come on, buddy. Yeah, not bad, not bad at all. Not bad. Mama called it. She said the spook was going to catch fish. He T-boned it too.
So, walking a spook, fishing up shallow. But here's the kicker. I can also fish out deep. That's right. If you know what to look for and you know what the scopers like to avoid, there's some pretty sweet targets out deep. On the big lake, there is a spot, the only spot, it's about 25 feet of water, that has some standing timber in it, and there's all kinds of brush underneath. It's like whenever they flooded the lake 60 years ago, they left that in spot. They left those trees, and where they cut them down, they left that right there. So it's a great place to catch fish. But here's the kicker. It's right on the edge of the pleasure zone, where you have tubers and you have water skiers and you have all the people on their jet skis. All of that through there, it really has some heavy chop on the water. Scopers don't like chop. Forward-facing sonar or any type of graph, whenever you have chop making your boat go up and down, well, what do you think you're getting on your screen? A bunch of wavy nonsense that's hard to see. It's actually really funny a lot of the times because of the crazy shapes and stuff that you can get. For a scoper who needs a crystal clear image on their screen to see the bait coming, the fish that are coming up to it or whatever, that's not going to be helpful to them. All that noise, all that garbage on their screen does not help. So I like to go to that edge to where those pleasure boaters are, to right in that recreational area, because it's a good prime spot. A lot of chop on the water. There's always a lot of wave action. The boat's always going up and down. So again, that's not good for forward-facing sonar, but believe it or not, even in that deep water, I'm still able to fish a spook. If you haven't tried fishing deep water with a spook, you are missing out. So look for the same sorts of things. Like I said, I was looking for that standing timber. I knew there was going to be clouds of bait fish around it, and I was right. And I was able to fish this in that main lake channel in about 25 feet of water, and this guy went after it with gusto.
Got him! All right. He come up and just smashed it. He came up and just smashed that spook. Look at that. That is a deep water fish right there. I'm going to have to be careful with him. He's full, but I might have to fizz him too. I might have to stick him in the live well until he gets right. We're going to see. We're going to see. Let's see how far he came up from. He got a big old belly on him. I'm gonna see something here. Well, he's trying to jump out. Yeah, come on, I think I might want to plug the thing. There we go. Whew. I just want to make sure you're actually, I don't need to fizz you, but I don't think that I do. You look like you're doing okay. Alright. You look like you're doing okay. Alright, so come on, let's go. I got you. Son of a gun. Look at you. Look at you. You done poked me in my own thumb. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. You're making me bleed my own blood. Nobody does that. Alright. So he's going to be alright. I just wanted to make sure that he didn't need to be fizzed because I caught him from out deep. Nice little £1.25 fish. Beautiful, beautiful. And there he goes, back down to the depths. Alright, not a problem. Not a problem. Whew. Let's see if we're about doing that again.
Once again, able to use topwater away from all the scopers. So whenever I'm looking to get away from the traffic, the first thing that I look for is where are the scopers? Where are the guys using forward-facing sonar? And I head away from them because a lot of times they're going to be doing what we call the drain effect. They're all going to be congregated in the area because their live scope, their active target, whatever they have, is going to see those schools. So they're all going to congregate where those schools are, and they're all going to be swirling around making casts. That distracts them. That draws them away from where you want to fish, which is up shallow near the bank, especially if you're a bank angler. It can really be a huge benefit. That's why I like fishing shallow during the summer. Even though everybody says fish deep, I stay shallow and I'm able to catch some nice bass. And now you know why and why it works.